Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm going to be talking about G.I. Joe today. I got a couple of my vintage G.I. Joe figures sitting out in front of me. Interesting enough though, when these figures came along, I wasn't 100% sure right away that I was interested in the G.I. Joe. There was a cartoon, I wasn't really that much into it, but I collected comics. And it was really this comic, the G.I. Joe yearbook. That's the one that really caught me. I loved the cover on this book. So once I started getting into the G.I. Joe comic, of course I wanted the G.I. Joe figures. And now of course Hasbro is going to do for the G.I. Joe 3¼ inch figure what they did for the Star Wars figures when they launched the 6-inch Black Series line. So they've recently launched the G.I. Joe Classified Series, and in the mail, the Snake Eyes Special Edition box. So let's take a look. It's gigantic. I'm not sure what to expect. So let's open it up and see what's in there. It's got like a slip cover. So the slip cover comes off and it's in this pretty cool box with this raised kind of imagery on there. It looks really neat. Let me push that back so you can kind of see it. This is really a collectible piece. Let's slide this open. So lift up that box. It's a really nice box. The first thing that we see is there's a piece of artwork. This looks like a pencil drawing of the box artwork, which I think looks really cool. It's really nice. It's a kind of frameable if you're into that. So the way that the figure is set up and the reason why it's so big is you have the full setup for all the accessories on this special edition figure, and you got this Snake Eyes figure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this box out, and I'm sure that this is pretty much how all the figures will come in a box similar to this size. Same height and depth, but the width is just a little bit bigger. So let's get rid of that. When you look at the box, it's really nice. You got a good look at the figure in there. This is reflective, maybe because it's Snake Eyes. When you look on the side, it's got a 00. I'm pretty sure that's because he's the first figure. And look at that artwork. It looks really good. This box is pretty awesome just by itself. So I'm pretty sure that this is probably going to be a standard for all the boxes to come for the figures. But this whole packaging with this big box with the accessories and this really nice box that you can end up using for something else if you're the kind of person that's going to take your figures out like me. That is awesome. The first thing I want to do is kind of go over this display setup. It's a nice addition to the figure itself. It's got a way to display all these extra weapons that it came with. On the reverse side, it's got this like decorative piece that's got a very Asian feel to it, which is pretty nice, you know, considering the character and stuff like that. I really like the colors and the details that they put in here. That's the one thing I mean, these hooks are nice and stuff like that, but it took me a while to actually put them up there just because kind of clumsy. Anyway, so let's get into the figure. He's got pretty good... No, I'm just kidding. This is not actually the figure. But what I wanted to do was show that this is a Snake Eyes figure from 1985. This is the G.I. Joe 1985 Snake Eyes figure. And the reason I'm bringing him out was because if you look at the actual figure that the G.I. Joe Classified Edition, and you put them next to each other, they both have the cross sash, right? They have the same double belt. He has his knife on this side. He has his knife on this side. He has his pistol on this side, right? And he has his pistol on this side. And he's got this little pouch here, this little pouch here. He's got this pouch. So I'm pretty sure that this is modeled after this 1985 figure. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to bring that figure out. Anyway, so when we get into the figure, I want you to take a closer look at the head. I think it looks really good. It's got like some very good detail in there, right? The little mouthpiece looks really good. I mean, that's some good detail. You look at this little crossband, really good detail on that. I really like this piece here. It really adds something to the character, gives him some, you know, a little bit extra than just the black outfit. So these are bands, not part of the actual outfit, but they're actually like belted on. He's got his belt. Of course, this is like a loose belt. You could probably clip all kinds of stuff on there if you wanted to. These are belted onto his legs, right? Just like a tactical weapon. So you got your knife on this side with the holder, and on this side you got your pistol with the, looks like a collapsible baton. When you look at the figure itself, he's got pretty good range of motion. You know, the head moves back and forth. The up and down doesn't really have a whole lot of movement on the up and down, but it does have some, right? If you look, it's got like a ball joint there. And then, you know, he's got a little bit of movement in this part and at the lower neck. So he's got 2 points where he moves there. And then if you look at like the arm, he has this piece. So it does prevent the arm from going up too high, but it doesn't really hinder his posability because this moves and this moves to be able to get the hand above the head. So it's really nice. He's got all the articulation you would expect, the double jointed elbow. You know, the hand basically goes back and forth around. He's got this piece in the middle of his chest so he can do a forward or like a backwards look up. He's got the waist swivel. He's got the standard leg with the rotating right here. He's got the double jointed knee to get more flexibility in the bend, you know, and the details here are just fantastic. The coloring, he's got the ankles, anything you might expect from one of the Black Series figures that Hasbro's been doing, you can expect in this figure. I mean, it is very posable. So I can only imagine some of the posing you're going to be able to do. But if you look at it, like his arm, these are bands that are painted that are holding on these protective forearm guards. He's got like the protective knuckles. The thumbs are protected, right? He's got knee pads on here. This figure is really awesome. The details on it are fantastic. And one of the bonuses is these hands come off super easy. All you have to do basically is just pull on them and they come off. And then you can just line them up to click them back in. And you can replace the hands with either this one, that's a hand with a throwing star, and then his other hand is basically the straight hand, right? And the other cool thing about this figure is, besides like these 2 weapons, he, of course, and these weapons, he does come with like the machine gun, and he comes with a backpack that goes through this belt and into the back, right? Or you could just skip the belt, put it right in the back. I'm not going to because I wanted to show you this. This sword has a hole that fits in here on the backpack. But what you could also do is skip the backpack and basically just throw the sword on his back if you wanted to pose him that way with just the sword. And I think he would look real ominous, right, coming into a fight. And he looks really cool. So Can't wait to get some more of these classified series G.I. Joes to build up the collection a little bit. And you can go to Hasbro Pulse right now and basically pre-order all the figures. This one got lucky, came today. Anyways, so that's the G.I. Joe Classified Edition Snake Eyes, the deluxe. The box is awesome, right? Show you once again, it's got this raised detailing on it. And I think it just looks super cool. But I mean, the posability of this figure is awesome, and he stands super easy. I mean, you can see I barely did anything there, and he's standing. This is a fantastic figure. I highly recommend it. The G.I. Joe Classified series is going to do for G.I. Joe what the Star Wars figures did for, what the Black Series Star Wars figures did for bringing back the Star Wars brand. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you'll subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up on the video and come back. We're going to have more for you. Thank you.